Okay.
Cool.
Oh, now he's over there over what would appear to you to be my right side, and Mike's below me.
Yeah, that's great. You can move those boxes anywhere you want.
Yeah, which is cool. I got mine at the top, right underneath the camera,
Yeah.
and Don's in the middle, and I'm on the left, and Michael's on the right.
Yep.
I can probably flip that around if I wanted to, but
Yeah, I
it
love
won't be too much work.
this is what I really love. One of the things I really love about Zoom is all the various things you can do with it.
Mhm.
Are those the emotions I detect in you, Don?
Yeah,
You love it. Ah.
I love it.
Uh, yeah, that's the devil can only take what God has made and use it for the purposes for which it was not to be used for.
Right.
That's why Genesis is not the tree of evil. Don't you
Mhm.
stay away from that tree of evil. It's that mixture where he distorts God's goodness. And emotions is a huge part of that because the devil uses people's emotions against them by antagonizing responses. And that's where I love that section you did on peace, because the reason why we have to be peaceful is so that we can use the right expression to get our thought across, our heart across. So that's a huge deal. Huge deal. And I wish I could say I mastered it, but sometimes my emotions get the better of me.
Same here.
Mhm. Well, part of the mastering the emotions. One way you can tell is the natural man is going to be on the roller coaster of emotions. I mean, it's going to be great one day and just as awful the next, and it could go hour to hour like this. And it's a roller coaster of emotions, and they're going to be inside out, upside down, mad one minute, nice the next, and when let go, it could get really ugly. But once we learn how to exercise our senses to the end that we can tell the difference between good and evil, then we start becoming mature, and the roller coaster of life becomes a nice drive through the countryside.
The waves of the sea don't get churned up as much.
Yeah, it's a good day for sailing instead of
Right.
that crab boat show. Yeah, I can't think of it. That show, that reality show where they're out in these fishing boats, and they're always in these really tough seas and storms and stuff, and everybody's mad, and some people, and then one boat's competing against another. I can't remember what the name of the show is, but anyways, it's not like that. We're on water skiing type water more often than we're out in that big wave kind of stuff.
Yeah, but when you're in a situation and things are looking pretty rough, I know that I've always gotten my best results when I get that one thought, that one godly thought that turns it into prayer or speaking in tongues, for me to be able to get my peace, change my mind, and the outcome is always so much better.
Yeah, that's a cool point too, because I mean, Don stressed that the only real control I have is what goes on between my ears. The world is in chaos, but if the word is right, we can, when we manifest from within what we have, the peace that we have, it can breed out. Other people can choose to have what you're expressing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. That's really
I'm
cool.
really glad you brought this up, Dawn.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Dan's very emotional.
Yeah. In a lot of different areas.
The mic was cut off when she came in because she came in late. And she said, I said, are you okay? And she says, he's talking about me.
The funny thing is, the devil has the world so deceived that they don't even notice it.
Mhm.
We're spiritually aware enough so we can see it, sometimes at least, and put it into check.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, there's so many times in the Word that God and Jesus Christ, and even a lot of men, be at peace. Be at peace.
Mhm.
So
What was
Yeah.
when you're at peace is when you have you can get your thoughts together, and thank God that He loves us so much that He says you can renew your mind.
Mhm.
I have given you a sound mind with sound thoughts.
Yeah, and that be at peace is huge because the revelry going on in your brain when you get all stirred up.
Yeah.
I mean, the peace that you can manifest. And then Dana brought up speaking in tongues. I don't know a better way besides prayer to
Mhm.
take my deal. When Jesus Christ went off and prayed, he went off on his own. He went off to be isolated many times to get his mindset to get
Mhm.
the
And you even brought that up, Don, in your
Yeah.
teaching.
yeah, in that Ephesians 4, be angry and sin not, let the sun go down in your wrath in a good place in the devil. It's a
Mhm.
switch. It's right there. It shows I'm allowed to use anger. I'm allowed to say, hey, this isn't right. But I got to turn that crap off because how easy is it when you get angry for that emotion, even when you're using it properly, for all of a sudden, right in the middle of it, you get consumed with grief or consumed with anger. And I love that scripture. I was thinking about the switch, electrician, right? Thinking about the switch.
Mhm.
You can be ye angry, but don't go to bed that way.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Well, even when the man wanted to stone the prostitute, Jesus Christ bent down, wrote in the sand, and God gave him the exact words to do,
Mhm.
what to use and to say. And it brought peace to everybody because everybody had to look in themselves and say, well, have I sinned?
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. That could have got really nasty.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love what he,
There could have been some stoning going on. Some people could have died.
Yeah, it's like what you brought up about the pot. Everybody would have been stoned.
Mhm.
Yep. And I love the way that record ends where he says, woman, where are thine accusers?
Mhm.
They all left.
Yeah.
They're not here. And he says, neither do I condemn thee. And he was
Mhm.
the only one in that crowd who could have condemned her at that point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Cool teaching.
It's really beautiful.
Thanks.
And you
Very
started
good
out
teaching,
with
Don.
God is love, and that is part of God, and God is part of all these emotions that we have.
Mhm.
Yep. God so loved the world he gave so we could have life. The whole
Mhm.
object has to be the giving of life.
Yes.
The only thing I even have a problem with in my own brain is this idea of positive negative, because what sometimes how's it go in, I think it's in Hebrews, it talks about godly sorrow, and when it talks about God disciplining the children he loves and not being bastard children, no discipline at the present time seems good, but grievous. It's hard. To me, you might be speaking the exact truth I need to hear, but if I'm wrestling with truths, that's negative. It's coming negative to me. Think about the prophets and how sometimes they spoke so sharply and boldly to people but when I can't remember how the scripture goes. but it manifests in righteousness, getting off the wrong, the thing that's really causing you trouble, and being right, manifesting your righteousness, doing it the right way, renewing your mind, renewing your action.
Well, you said if we could think of another one, shout it out in humbleness.
Humility.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so that we can receive what we need.
Mm-hmm. And pride.
Yeah.
Yes,
Pride is not a bad thing,
Yeah.
but it can be if you let it get out of whack.
Yeah.
And so,
I want God to be proud of his choice.
absolutely. We want him to be proud of us.
I can
We
do
want
all
our parents to
things
be proud
through
of us.
Christ. I can do all things through Christ who strengtheneth me.
Hmm.
It's not me, it's Christ in me.
Amen. Amen.
But the one thing it seems God doesn't want us to do, one thing he doesn't seem to want us to have is fear.
Yeah, but you know, and I've heard teachings on that too, Don, where it's even a natural fear is what stops you from getting run over from the locomotive because
Oh, there are two kinds of fear. There's good fear and there's bad. There's,
Mhm.
you jump on the curb so you don't get run down by a truck.
sure,
Mhm.
you hear the horn and it startles and gets your adrenaline flow, so you
And
can act maybe a little bit quicker. Yeah,
there's
yeah.
the fear of the Lord because, it's just like the fear of your parents.
Mhm.
Right?
As a kid, I had fear of my parents. If they found out what I was doing, I was in serious trouble.
Yeah, that's that startled fear. And
I think of the fear of the Lord as being most closely aligned with the airline industry. You go to you have a ticket. The airline says be there 2 hours in advance. Well, if you're not there 2 hours in advance, you may not get on the airplane. That should be a fear. Fear of not getting there 2 hours early is enough that you might not get on you fear that you might not get on the airplane. So you have a certain level of fear, or AKA respect, for what the airline says.
you
And
quote
That's what I was fixing to say. A lot of it has to do with respect and reverence.
what was that scripture you quoted?
But you don't want to miss out. Oh, Proverbs 8.
That was good. I don't think that never hit. I never responded to it like I did today. The fear of the Lord, and then it lists out one of them was hating evil.
Oh, yeah.
And my mind went straight to, I'm afraid. I want to be in God's goodness. I'm afraid to be in evil because I know the consequences of it.
Yeah.
The fear of the Lord is I hate evil. I don't want to be evil. I don't want to live evilly. I don't want to be around. Keep me from the evil one, please.
Proverbs 8:13.
Can you read it?
Yeah, it says the fear of the Lord, and that's Yahweh, all capital letters, Lord. The fear of the Lord is to hate evil. Pride and arrogancy and the evil way and the froward mouth do I hate. He uses the word hate.
Yes. That's amazing. And that show, just what we're talking about. I'm afraid not to be with God. I don't want, because that's that's the only place we can be confident. Yeah. I like that. I like the way that plays out. And
I've
that
seen what
fear.
happens. I've
Well,
seen
yeah.
what happens when you wander away from God.
Sure, it's
And
startling.
it ain't pretty.
It ain't pretty at all. That's right. And that's the same way where I see something that's going on that can hurt me, and I have that fear that gets me alert and aware, and my adrenaline, so that I can protect myself. And it's the same way when I see myself wandering into evil. I don't want to be there. I want to put me. Where's the umbrella, God? Bring me back. Raining too hard out here.
And the word is for hate in that verse is the same word, and it's used twice. And the Hebrew word is sane, S-A-N-E.
Funny.
And it means hateful, to be hateful.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, no other way around that one.
God loves us so much, you even said there's no condemnation to those in Christ Jesus,
Yeah.
which goes into forgiveness and reverence and respect and renewing your mind.
hmm And you could take this hate thing even a step farther, that God hates evil. Well, what was trying to keep his prophetic statement in Genesis 3:15 from coming to pass?
Right.
Evil.
Evil.
Yeah.
And did God have some hate going on in the Old Testament? You bet your life he did. And it was all against evil. And he didn't have any mercy on them evil guys. They were out
No
of
matter
there.
no matter what country they were from, if they were from Israel, he'd stomp on them too.
Right.
Mhm. Yeah.
Wild. Wild.
Uh, It just amazed me when I started looking at this, how many, I mean, there's emotions everywhere. You start reading the Bible, they're all over the place. It's crazy.
Yes.
Well, in a good way.
Jesus Christ, he was the image of God. He was a very passionate and emotional person.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yep.
And when Lazarus was dead, he cried. Jesus wept.
Yeah,
I mean,
shortest verse in the Bible.
mhm.
Yep. Yes. Cool stuff.
And then we're supposed to rejoice evermore, even when times are tough. Like the guys in Acts, they were preaching the word and they got thrown in jail for it. And they could have got disgruntled and murmured and, grumble, complain and all this kind of stuff, and started a riot and little fires and whatever and making a lot of noise. But now they're in there. What a fellowship. What a
Singing.
yeah.
In fact, they considered it an honor
Yeah.
Yeah.
that they were persecuted for the Lord's sake.
Yeah. Yeah. hmm That's a tough one,
Yes,
to wrap your head around on that one. But yeah, very cool. It's a good example.
Cool. Very, very cool.
So that's a good topic. We can play around with that some more sometime.
Absolutely.
There's a lot. There's a lot to that.
Practical Christianity.
There you go. We need more of that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
all right. It's 10 o'clock. Are you guys tired or do you want to keep going? I'll go all night if you want.
I gotta go to bed. I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
got too much. I still got.
Okay.
Mhm.
Happy trails, everybody.
All right. Good night.
We're in the air.